Life cycle assessment world, we've been through this. Before the ISO 14040 standard came along, LCA was the Wild West, with more spreadsheets and fewer horses. There was no consistency, there was no agreed rules, just a pile of wishful thinking and PowerPoints saying, trust me, it's green. Years of standardization to be able to say, this is real, this is credible. And it's not just Steve from marketing trying to save the planet with a pie chart. One of the key lessons was, you don't get to claim that this is 100% clean, green, renewable energy just because someone put it on a spreadsheet, especially if Steve from marketing made the spreadsheet. We model the actual grid, fossil fuels, coal, gas, we include hydro, solar, wind, everything. The messy cocktail of national electricity. At best, we might model a future decarbonized scenario, but it's always clearly flagged and it's always purely hypothetical. Don't say your building is 100% solar power just because someone forwarded us a certificate and some good feelings. In the world of green energy marketing, you can basically do that and you can get awarded for it. Let's talk about green energy because there is a lot of confusion and quite frankly, a lot of crap being sold under the label. Genuinely, green energy comes from renewables, solar, wind, hydro. Just because a company buys green energy doesn't mean you get it when you flip a switch. You get is whatever the grid is at the moment. Like electricity roulette. Will it be hydro? Will it be gas? Will it be that coal station that we swear we don't use, but mysteriously keeps being on? Well, to be fair, if you go and look at these companies' websites, they do mention this, usually buried in a blog post called something like why your electrons are spiritually clean. Fine print will basically say, we can't actually control the grid, but don't worry, we've matched up your guild to someone's wind credits somewhere, eventually. And here's the core trick. You and maybe Bob next door both draw from the exact same grid. It's the same electrons, the same carbon intensity. Because you paid a green energy provider and Bob didn't, you get to say that your energy is 100% renewable. Woo! And Bob, he gets the climate shame, even though you're literally boiling the jug with exactly the same electricity. Electrons just identify as cleaner. So it's not energy delivery, it's marketing. So all they're doing is matching your usage on paper to renewable energy somewhere else. So it's not in real time, not at your house, even in your region sometimes. It's just eventually it all balances. Don't get cleaner energy, you just picked a provider that has better graphic design. Neighbor's toaster, it still runs on the same electrons as yours, just without the guilt reduction branding. Really, the difference is just a line in Excel, probably colored green. What about the rest? The fossil fuels that are kind of baked into every kilowatt? So unless you've gone full cave dweller with a solar panel and a goat, you're getting fossil in the mix, always. So what do these guys do? They buy from the grid like everyone else. They buy offsets to scrub it clean, and then they call it 100% renewable. It's like ordering a vegan burger, getting it with bacon, and then going, oh, it's fine, I planted a tree on the blockchain. Except sometimes the tree isn't even real, it's a PDF with a photo of a tree from 2009. So they're private companies. They don't have to report anything. And they can say, well, we're investing in renewables. And you're supposed to smile and nod like they're saving the Arctic. But let's be honest, if they were actually building solar farms and wind turbines, you'd know about it because companies like this love to shout. If you go looking, you'll find no public investment report, there'll be no breakdowns, no numbers. There'll just be a lot of marketing copy with someone hugging a wind turbine, maybe in a branded fleece. If they did open the books, I'll be one of the first people there with the receipts and a sledgehammer, ready to find out if your Powerball funded renewables or someone's all-expenses sustainability leadership trip to, say, Queenstown. So this isn't transparency, it's storytelling, with the actual accountability quietly deleted from the final draft. And here's the bit that kind of stings for me. Some of the certifications they have, they're real. It's come from a provider that's done a lot of really good work in New Zealand. They've set standards, they've helped shape emissions reporting in New Zealand, and they've earned quite a lot of trust. Some companies have started using the certification as a kind of rubber stamp on what is really a greenwashed invoice. Taking a certification that's supposed to be for certifying an organizational carbon footprint and using it to imply that maybe the electricity itself is net zero. It's not how it works. We've got an entirely different standard for that. It's ISO 14067. You can't just offset your way to a net zero claim. No ISO standard that I'm aware of lets you do that. And if you are doing that, you're not following best practice. You're just following your own imagination. If you see certified and net zero in the same breath, read the fine print. because more than a few companies are leaning on that ambiguity like it's part of their strategy. Really, this isn't about one company, it's about the model. The business built on moving numbers around and making it look like it's progress. It's working for now. People love this idea about 100% renewable with zero inconvenience. No rooftop solar, no efficient changes, just click here and sleep better. But people catch on. They always do. So to the organizations out there with actual credibility, don't sell it off for a participation ribbon in fake sustainability. You don't need to panic. You don't need to follow the hype either. Because when the dust settles and the award photos quietly start getting deleted, people will start asking questions. So if you built your reputation on rigor and transparency, keep it that way. Because when the lights come back on, you don't want to be the one standing there, holding up a greenwash certificate and a marketing plan that was basically written in crayon.